Today, I see a crowd of Australians who love their country and want better for it. If you love Australia and your heart is...
Good to see you all here today. Look at them Australian flags flying high. That's awesome to see. Now we're looking for a Jeff Rose. We've got a lady here looking for a husband. Is there a Jeff Rose out there? Or any husband will do, I guess, but Jeff Rose probably preferably. Yeah, we're going to get underway in a minute, but I just had to get up and make that announcement. And man, this is just an awesome sight. I'm Rod Caddies. I'm in the Parliament here in Western Australia, and I'm proud to be here standing up for the Australian flag, for the Australian way of life. There's no shame in flying that beautiful flag with the Southern Cross on it in this country. Anyone who tells you that should leave the country. Now, I'm not doing a speech right now because we're marching up to Parliament House after. There'll be other people coming up here. But I just needed to make that announcement. I needed to have a look at this beautiful wave of flags out here. It's awesome. So thanks for being along here and doing what we should be doing. Fighting for our country, for our rights, and holding a government to account who just is not looking after its people. We've got an MC who'll be up here in a minute, Cat White, but we're just still working on a couple of things here, but it should get underway very shortly. So thanks very much for your patience and glad to see you here. Cheers. You know, just while people are getting organised here, isn't it interesting? I don't know if they are, but I can't see any of the media outlets here. 7, 9, 10. Who? There's a cameraman here. Is there any news crews here? Let's hope, no, don't boo them. Let's hope they report today that we are proud Australians. There's no racists here. There's people who love their country. So let's hope that these media today see how well behaved, good Aussie middle-class working people are that just want to see great things happen in their country. So yeah, I hope to see some good reports on the news tonight. And let's hope our police force don't do the two-tier system of policing we see in the UK and over in other countries. We hope that any of these protesters that are protesting against our rally, if they do anything wrong, that they jump on top of them and take them away. And I say, if there is any neo-Nazis, anyone that is racist here, then we don't want any of that here. We are proud Australians. We have a love for everybody that is a citizen of this country. Black or white, doesn't matter where you're from. We just love this country. So anyway, let's hope the media do a great job of reporting on what happens today. We're not doing a welcome to country, don't worry guys. This isn't about welcome to country. This is about a shared love of this country. We're not doing welcome to country here.
Thanks, Rod. Okay guys, my name's Cat White, I'm from Wheatbelt, WA. I'm a small business owner and a battler. I stand here with my friend Melita because we wanted to welcome you to Australia, united as one, because that's what we are, we're Aussies. Okay, guys. Thank you, Melita. Let's have a little bit of a chat about migration, shall we? I picked the 2017-18 financial year. Our net migration was 237,000. I picked this year because it was a bit of a normal year. It was a bit of a benchmark for me. 237,000 net migrants to Australia. That was 2018. okay? Now, obviously, our net migrants, some people leave Australia, some people come to Australia. Our net migration is the difference. Let's jump forward to February 2024. February only, our net migration, 105,000. And the government at that time promised to slow it down. Right, in February this year, 12 months later, our net migration was 111,740. That's higher, right? And our annual figure that ended in February 25 was 438,000. Double what it was in 17-18. We are here today to say we've had enough. Our government promised to build 1.2 million homes in 5 years. There are about 20,000 homes behind so far. PMH Hospital closed in 2018 with 220 beds. The new hospital was only built with 290 beds. Yet we are letting in 400,000 new people a year. This is simple supply and demand. I have no problem with migrants, and most of you don't have problem with migrants here. We are not anti-immigration. We are anti too much immigration. We love multicultural Australia and everything that it stands for. What we don't love is government policy that is putting a simple supply and demand issue on our system. Our justice system, our housing, our infrastructure, our hospitals and our schools are all being flooded because of poor government policy. And I've had enough. Now, in a few moments, we're going to get a couple of speakers up here. We appreciate your patience. We're going to have a little speaker, then we'll march up to Parliament House, where we will have another couple of speakers. Just a little housekeeping. If you need a toilet, there's one over the back. And other than that, please wave your flag with pride. Please march in peace. Please turn to the left and turn to the right and meet your neighbours and say thank you, brother. Thank you for being Australian.
All right, guys, we've got our first speaker here now. We've been looking forward to this guy jumping up here. He's arrived. He got stuck in traffic there a bit, I think. So we've got Peter Lyndon-James. I'll hand you over to Kat now.
That's all right. He doesn't get to introduce. That's my job. I'd like to introduce a man who knows all about how to rise above the face of diversity, in the face of diversity. This man removed himself from his home at the age of 9 and became a ward of the state. From there, he was moved through the foster system and ended up heavily into the drug scene, where he spent time as a dealer, addict and criminal. In true Aussie style, he has risen above this, turned his life around and devoted his life to helping others do the same. Peter houses over 150 people at a time. He puts them through a grueling rehab program that is unique as it is effective. He does this with kindness in his heart and a driving passion to make a change. Please welcome Peter Lyndon-James.
Bloody great to see a lot of fellas and ladies here. Firstly, I'd just like to say that this rally is not, and I repeat again, it's not about immigration, it's about mass migration. We're proud to be a multicultural nation, but what's happening today? Is not immigration as we know it, and it's uncontrollable flood, and it's tearing the very fabric of our nation. Our government's not listening to the voices of Australians, and we are saying enough is enough. We are saying enough is enough, and we must put a stop to mass migration. We must pause immigration, if not at the very least, drastically limit it until Australia can catch up. Right now, Australian values are eroding. Our taxes are being used to fund accommodation and benefits for people who bring no value at all in any way, shape or form to Australia. And this is just not right, it's not okay. The average Australian is now paying two-thirds of their income in rent. You picture a single mum with 2 kids, she pays rent and then has to somehow find money for her kids. She has to not just find money for her kids, but for food, utilities, school fees, petrol. She's drowning while all house prices soar beyond $1 million, and there's no rentals left and families are being pushed to the curb. It's happened overseas now and it's happening here, and the dream of owning your own home is eroding. Our hospitals are bursting at the seams, and instead of fixing this, our government wastes billions and billions of dollars on vanity projects like racetracks. Taxes keep climbing while the everyday Aussie, we suffer. The government is not empowering us, they're controlling us. The Labor, where we are today, compared to 10 years ago, our nation is sliding downhill and downhill fast. If we don't act now, as Australians, we'll end up broken like other nations across Europe and across the globe. Let me be clear that I love Australia, but mass immigration is not okay. 450,000 plus. 450,000 plus a year and growing. I will not be silenced by the loud minority. I am not a racist, I am not anti-Palestine, I am not anti-Jew, I am not anti-Nazi, but I am an Australian who loves this country and believes that we must hit the pause before it's too late. I'm sick of the media trying to push their agenda and silence the majority when it's the minority always get their voices heard. Well, not today. We need time to stabilise our economy, to fix the housing crisis and get our homeless off the streets. We need real solutions like limiting, for example, how many houses a person can buy. If they want to buy a 4th or a 5th one, build one. Look at Victoria. Ethnic groups are wanting and waving their flags while burning ours. This is not Australia. This is not what our fathers and mothers built. And we have a weak and fearful government that listens to the minority while ignoring the majority. Let me close with this. It is not okay to burn the Australian flag. This flag is more than a faggot. It's sacrifice, it's Anzac, it's unity, it's pride, and every Australian who has bled and sweat and worked to make this land what it is today. When they burn it, they spit on us all. My fellow Australians, I call everybody to come together as one and to speak up and call this country home, and it is time now to stand, not as a racist, not as a radical, not as an immigration protester, but as Australians for our families, homes and for our future.
Thanks, Leah. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! What a great day, what a great time to be alive.
It's the Aussie way, giving them a fair go, so I'm going to give her a fair go and a chance to let her have a talk to you about Brenton.
Okay.
Hi everyone! Okay, I'm from Scotland and I am an immigrant. I came here 23 years ago. When I left Britain used to be great. Britain was called Great Britain for a reason. It was pretty much the centre of the universe. If you look at Britain now and see what's happening to it due to mass immigration, it is not the Britain it used to be. And this is what I see happening in Australia now. We are going to lose the fabric of a country. We're going to lose the fabric of a culture. We're going to lose our voices to minorities. And this is why we are protesting today, peacefully, so that we can claim back our country. My daughter can't afford to buy a house because the house prices are so high because there's no houses available. And this, I don't want that to happen to my daughter and to you guys children. So don't go down the same path as what Britain is going down. Now they are starting to rise up and protest about it, and hopefully we'll get there before we reach that stage.
Well, thanks for that. You can hear what's happening over there, so you can see we don't want that in Australia. We've seen people, like, this isn't part of my speech, I'm talking up there, but I need to say some things here while we're waiting. You know, we don't want to be treated like they are over there. We don't want our grandparents being arrested for posting things up on social media that go against what the government thinks right. Because often the government isn't right, the people are right. Everybody here today, I can see, you love this country and you're not here out of any other reason other than to wave that flag and say that we're sick of a government putting us second. They allow every time we have a crisis in this country, months to pass by without doing anything. But you know what? When a crisis happens in another country, what do you see? The next day there's a commitment for tens of millions of dollars to help them. Well, our own Australian citizens who this government are elected to serve and protect and to provide for, they don't. They leave us to fend for ourselves and find the money needed. Who wants to have a government who's accountable? Then that means every election you hold them accountable. The place you hold them accountable is at the voting booth. You have the power. The Constitution gives the people the power in this country. We've just got to make use of it, which we don't. Wave them flags high and proud. Don't let any politician tell you that that's a dirty rag. Don't let them make you feel shamed about being Australian, because if you look at what the media has been reporting from the politicians around this country, they've all been labelling you a bunch of racists. I don't think there's anyone racist here. I think there's a bunch of people out there that just love their country and are sick of being treated second rate. I've told them we can't march till 2, but I can't stop them leaving, but I'm hoping they will. So, I mean, someone come up here before and was talking about, we've got 65,000 defence personnel in this country, but we have more people flooding into the country than we've got in our whole defence force. How is that right? I met people down at an IGA near my house. There was a couple of families there that are living down in tents on the river. They have a job, they have cars, but nowhere to live. Whose fault is that? The government. Mass immigration. No, we had in Parliament the other day, my colleague Phil Scott brought up that he asked the minister, do you think immigration is a problem in WA and is it contributing to our problems here in our health system, in our housing? You know what he said? No. Does anyone believe that mass immigration to this country is not affecting us in Western Australia? But let's make it clear. Let's not target the people that are coming here through the right channels. People that become citizens of this country. Doesn't matter where they're from. That's not their fault. The fault is the government who allows the people to come in. If we start to say, whether it be the colour of the skin or where you're from, they're well within their right to call us racist. But if we say the problem is the government not putting forward numbers into this country that are sustainable, that is the problem. So let's just lower this country. Sorry, I'm trying to keep you as occupied as I can because we're under this. The police don't let us. They've got control over us. We have to wait till 2 o'clock to march. But we're going to do the right thing because we're law-abiding citizens. And speaking on law-abiding citizens, let's talk about the firearms owners in WA. These bunch of people in this state are the most law-abiding people of Western Australia. Yet, our government has been targeting them and labelling them as something they're not. No one here, I'm sure no one in Western Australia wants to see any crazy gun laws, but we don't want to be treated like people that can't have a freedom to do something. There was no problems in this state with firearms. But they make out that it was this crazy. The problem was governments have powers to go out, arrest people, to find them, and the criminals, not the law-abiding people, but they take the low-hanging fruit and they try to blame it on us, the citizens of this state, as if we're criminals, when they should be putting more police on the streets to find the criminals. We are Australian, that's right, but they're trying to make it like you can't be proud to be Australian these days.
Alright guys, we're going to get our next speaker up here because we do have to keep you guys happy until 2 o'clock. Thank you for your patience. If you guys are up the back and you can't hear me, let the brothers behind you know so that they don't run away. I'd like to introduce a man who believes we need some serious change. Lives with his family in Karratha and has seen some drastic negative changes in the last few years. He spends his time by day as a small business owner, and by night he's a Karratha City Council member, spending his time trying to keep the other members honest and honourable. He's a leading voice in trying to support a Royal Commission into COVID, and he wants to ensure we get more police on the ground. I will let him tell you the rest. Please welcome Councillor Brenton Johansson.
I think we need to get this crowd all revved up. How about we start with a chant? Elbows a wanker! Elbows a wanker! Elbows a wanker! Yeah, I think you're all listening now. I'm glad to be here with everyone today. You know, the media. Oh, that's another thing actually. Who's here still believes the media? Yeah, well, we got that in common. The media have done their best to, you know, smear this ever since the start, since the idea first came out. This march originated from an idea, from something they saw, the burning of the flag. Now that should never happen. No one should burn any Australian flag. This is Australia. Our country is in crisis. Housing collapsing. Hospitals collapsing. Families being crushed by the cost of living. We've got families living in tents trying to raise their children while we're constantly bringing more people into this country. We can't look after the people we have here now, so why are we bringing more in? This isn't about immigration, it's about stopping immigration for a period of time to allow our services to catch up. Elbows a wanker. Gee, that really rings true, doesn't it? Today, I see a crowd of Australians who love their country and want better for it. If you love Australia and your heart is here, you're welcome. So today we march, not for ourselves, but for our families, for our neighbours, and for our future generations to come, the kids that will adopt this country that is left to them. Now, the only acknowledgement that, you know, Albo should be saying is when he gets up and speaks, the true acknowledgement that Albo should be acknowledging that he's letting happen in this country is he should be saying that we acknowledge the future owners of this trailer China, because that's the way it's going. We need to look after Australian people that are here now. We need to put laws in place that Australian property should be sold to Australians only. We shouldn't allow we shouldn't be allowing foreign investment. We are crippling our children's futures of being able to get into the property market. Whether you're here in the city or standing in your local community, your voice counts. Together, we are heard. Together, Australia stands. Now, everyone knows the old saying, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I want to hear Australians, so we're going to go Australia first. Australia first, Australia first. So when I say Australia, you say Australia! 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 Thank you. And if there's no one else to speak, I can go on, because I could rabbit on about shit that's happening in councils across the WA for ages. The council elections, the nomination period is open at the moment. It opened on Friday last week and it closes on Thursday, and I'm telling you, there is too much of the left-wing side of politics getting into local councils. So find people in your community, find someone that's got a bit of exposure, find someone that's a good person in your community, and get them to register for council nomination before Thursday next week. Because we need more people standing in there that are willing to question what the government's doing. Because even at local level, like we've got cities like Geraldton, they've currently just voted through building housing with ratepayers' funds to build housing for the state government. So that's another burden on Aussie mums and dads that pay rates. Our rates are going up every year, and a lot of people only get upset when it's that one time a year when you get the bill. But you need to hold, as Rod said earlier, you need to hold government accountable, not just when it's time to vote people in. You need to hold government accountable all through the year. Attend your local meetings, like some of those meetings that are happening over East at the moment, where they were attending the meetings because council wanted to start fining people for how many cars they had on their own properties and stuff. People need to pay attention to what's happening to I'll end with elbows a wanker. Alright, guys, you know what we're going to do? We can't wait any longer. We've been said, the organisers said, in 5 minutes we're going to start marching. The whole St George's Terrace is full of Australian flags right now. Full of patriotic Aussies that love this country already marching up there. It fills the whole street. So in the next few minutes, we'll start joining them. We'll head up there and we'll make sure that we fly that flag proud as Aussies. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Yes, we love Australia!
This will work. So what you're looking at here is the opposition On the other side, have absolutely no idea how much they're actually self-punishing themselves by not supporting us. Awesome.
Let's get to it. Not many people are going to hear this anyway, because you're not going to hear it out there, but the estimates down there are 15,000 people at the moment. So 15,000 people today. That's great numbers. Yeah, that's because everyone left the march early before we were meant to, and it's not set up yet, guys. Sorry about that. But there's 15,000 people that can't hear us either. And that's a good thing, I guess. Not that they can't hear us, but that they're here, proud to fly that flag.
Okay, let's start off with see how it goes. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Okay, now we're going to do the best we can with this now until the other speakers get here. Now, whether you're, I've got some notes in here. Now, how's that? Is that any better? It's an Aussie way, improvise, adapt and overcome, and that's the best we can do, guys. The Aussie way, fight on, the underdogs will keep going, but we'll get there. Okay, now whether your roots go back 60,000 years or 6 years, we all call this land home. So today, united together as one nation, and let's stand united together as one nation and fight for the freedoms and mateship that has made this country so great. Today, let's put our government on notice. Section 51 of our Constitution says, Parliament's power comes from us. That's our sovereignty, that we the people call the shots, not the elites, not the politicians, and certainly not any unelected foreign powers. To restore our nation's standard of living. And our heritage is one. Over recent years, our government have become addicted to power. They've continued to chip away at our freedoms, and there's no clearer example than during COVID, when they bullied Aussies with their extreme vaccine mandates, coercing us to jab our bodies or lose our jobs, livelihoods and choices. That wasn't leadership. It was an attack on our freedom and our dignity. Since then, they've relentlessly pursued and proposed laws aimed at eroding our fundamental freedoms. They tried to pass the Misinformation-Disinformation Bill, a bill that posed a serious risk to our freedom of speech. The Australian Human Rights Commission highlighted that the bill's definitions risk enabling the censorship of alternative opinions or beliefs, particularly those critical of government. They wanted to shut us up, stop us from speaking out against their failures, just like we're doing today. Who here wants your freedom of speech taken away? We can't let Australia
the guise of control. Just this month, the WA government put forward a dangerous post and boast bill, crafted with vague wording that could criminalise sharing videos of protests or speaking out against injustice.
Our boy's gonna go! Our boy's gonna go!
It's a page straight from the playbook of their mates overseas. A set-up for tyranny that threatens every Australian's right to be heard. They say these laws are about protection, but they add in parts that are tools to silence us. And we won't stand for it. Will you? This government isn't only trying to take away our freedoms, they're pushing us into poverty. They're ramming through net zero targets down our throats, jacking up our power bills and living costs while our other nations dodge them and prosper. Our people are suffering, paying through the nose for fuel, food and rent, while Canberra chases their crazy global green fantasies. That's not leadership, it's a bloody attack on our way of life. They've let down our Indigenous brothers and sisters fighting for a fair go. They've ignored working families scratching to keep a roof over their head. Farms, farmers, tradies, diggers, and our kids are dreaming of just owning a home. It's out of reach. Nobody's being spared the rough end of the stick here. Who's sick of the government putting Aussies last? Excessive government throw cash at other people's wars. Ukraine, Palestine, you name it. While families sleep in tents, single mums are crashing in their cars, and every day Aussies are living under bridges, in tents and everywhere out on the streets, rough sleeping. It's time we started to look after Australians first. When floods or fires hit our towns, they take months to pull their finger out, leaving us to clean up the mess. But the moment there's a crisis in another country, they're quickly dishing out the hard-earned taxpayer dollar like it's monopoly money. And when we stand up, proud of our flag, our story, they sling their tired old lies, calling us extremists to shut us up. Those smears and parts are used by day. Nobody with any common sense believes it anymore. Who here believes that? No! We've had a gutful, we're not ashamed of our Aussie colours, and we won't be told to pull our heads in. Foreign flags wave while ours are treated like a dirty old rag. Fair crack, it's time we started waving our flag with pride again. I yell loud, not who's proud to wave your Aussie flag today. Now, I think we all agree no one here is against immigration. All of us, all our families were immigrants at one stage. But our government has continued flooding our nation with mass immigration. We're not interested in that. We don't want to hear that. We want to be talking about mass immigration. We don't want remigration. We want to look after our citizens that came here through the right channels. They were invited here. They did what was right. We're not here to go against migrants. We're here against a government that is bringing in mass immigration.
I'm not, and I'm telling you now, this march is not against immigration. It is not. It's against mass immigration.
It's flooding through this mass immigration, which is clogging up our roads, overwhelming our hospitals, and stretching our schools to breaking point.
houses are unaffordable, jobs are tight, and our Australian culture is being diluted. So I ask you, who here has had enough of our infrastructure buckling and our services pushed to breaking point while Canberra looks the other way? We're proud Aussies, so we should be shouting it from the rooftops. We should be demanding a government that puts us first and rebuilds our communities, not bankrolling overseas battles. One that listens to our voices, not shuts us up. One that gives every Aussie, Indigenous, migrant, outback or urban, a fair go.
That's it.
This is our moment. Yeah, give our homeless a home, that's right. Oh, we're not interested in your slogans there. This is our moment. We're not here to win. We're here to spark a bloody change. Shoulder to shoulder, from the Kimberley and Pilbara to the Wheat Belt and the Southwest and the Great Southern. Let's show Canberra what we're made of. So let's tuck on your Cooper hats, wave that Aussie flag and make some... Okay, our Constitution gives us the power. We are Australia, and we're not copying this anymore. March with pride, stand for our freedoms and sovereignty, and let's take back our country. The time is now. The time is now to give it a red hot go, and let's not accept it anymore. We're a long way off an election yet, but you can still go out there on your social media talking to your friends. You don't have to have a weapon, you don't have to have a firearm and knife. Your weapon is your voice. You hold the power in this country, so use it and wave that flag proud. Thanks for coming along. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
March for Australia is now targeting Australia Day 2026. We need to stand tall and stand strong and say no. We love Australia Day. We love what it stands for, and we won't accept change. Our next speaker, founder of the Australian Patriots Party. This man's passionate about returning Australia to its values. He's passionate about getting our homeless Aussies off the streets. He wants net zero migration, and he wants the pro-Aussie attitude. He wants the return of the law. Crime needs punishment and needs to be enforced. Government overreach, government red tape's got to go. The President went stand a lot on his agenda. Let's welcome Paul Howard.
Hello everybody, it makes me so proud to see so many patriotic Australians here today. Looking at the big crowd today gives me hope that there is still some fight left in us Aussies. I know as a very proud 6th generation Aussie myself, I'm not ready to throw in the towel and see our beloved nation disappear into the history books. The age of self-flagellation, self-hatred and white guilt must end. If it does not, then it is only a matter of time until our great nation built on mateship, optimism and a fair go will be no more. When we speak of the Australians or Aussies, we cannot get past the fact that we are a special and unique people, one that is descended from courageous explorers, brave settlers, long-suffering convicts, and of course the Anzacs. Now sadly, Australia, the so-called lucky country, hasn't been so lucky of late. The weapon of mass immigration has been used against us. Mass immigration is destroying Australia. It is destroying housing supply and affordability. I can remember as a young kid, the Australian dream of owning your own home was still very much a possibility. Now for young Australians and future generations, owning your own home is becoming near or impossible, thanks to mass immigration. Mass immigration is destroying our hospital and healthcare system and sending the ever-increasing ambulance routing at our hospitals, and where our very sick and elderly patients often have to wait many hours to be seen by a doctor. Just disgusting. Mass immigration is destroying our schools, infrastructure, and pushing our police and emergency services to the limit. And devastatingly, it is also destroying our safe, laid-back, easygoing lifestyle, which can be seen in the increase in violent crime, such as violent home invasions. Violent home invasions have never been a problem in Australia until very recently, when our government took in refugees and immigrants from extremely violent countries. Disgusting! Now, a nation can survive almost anything, but ethnic and cultural placement is not one of them. Without Australia maintaining our Anglo-Celtic Christian majority, the Australia that has always existed will be no more! And do not let anyone tell you that loving your own people and culture first and foremost, above all else, is wrong. Because it is definitely not. Never apologise, never bend the knee, stand strong! Now, talking about standing strong, earlier in the year at the WA state election, I took on Premier Roger Cook in his seat of Colorado. And even though I didn't win, I proudly stood up for Australian patriotic values, including putting a stop to mass immigration. The Australian Patriots Party will never bend the knee to big business, political correctness, or even the union. We will always stand up and protect Australian heritage, culture, and to remain a predominantly English-speaking, Christian, Anglo-Celtic nation. Thank you to everyone for attending today, and let's all keep this strong, patriotic Australian momentum going. God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you all.
This isn't the finish of it today. There's no use coming here today. This is how we're going to finish. There's no use coming here today, just waving the flag and yelling out, oi, oi, oi. If you're not going to leave from here and continue on that fight, be proud Australians. Tell everybody and don't back down and don't let them call you racist for being patriots to this country. Your job isn't finished here. You need to go out, every one of you, and talk to your friends, talk to your workmates. Continue to promote our Aussie heritage and our love of this country. This is the reason we are where we are today. Because Aussies have got the attitude, she'll be right, mate, that everyone else will take care of it. We've got that laid-back attitude, but we don't want that. We want to be out there screaming it from the rooftops that we're a proud country, and no longer will we stand for the government doing what they like and treating us second class.
Attending today and standing up for Australia. Let's do it one more time. Let's make it the loudest and proud as we can. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie! Aussie!